Us more on this front. I have a guest joining me on the broadcast, Sanjay K Chadha, advocate of the Supreme Court. So thank you for taking the time out and joining us on Mirror Now. Your first thoughts or first viewpoint about the fact that, we have seen a change under the CGI, the new CGI rather, with there was so much of talk about the pendency of cases. So your first reaction before we dive into other questions.
Well, most certainly, this is a good step. I wanted to tell you the reason how this happened. Our new CGI has passed an order the day when he took charge, where he has taken up few cases like bail cases, transfer petitions, which are, and it has been allotted to all the courts that every court will at least decide 10 bail cases and 10 transfer petitions. These are the two contentious cases which are always large in number. A lot of bail cases, a lot of transfer petitions come in our Supreme Court. And so what the CGI did, looked into it, and he passed an order by virtue of which each court was allotted 10 bail cases, 10 transfer petition on every day basis. And based upon that, as I said, now judges have looked into it. They have tried their level best to expedite these matters, and accordingly they decided it. And that has really helped us to achieve this large number of cases. We all are well aware that in our country, the pendency of cases is very huge. And this is a cause of concern for everybody, be it from top to bottom or bottom to top. Everywhere we find that a lot of cases are pending in the courts of law, and the courts are not able to decide it. So making this beginning, I would say, by expediting the disposal of cases is certainly a very welcome step. And because I further feel that the Honorable Chief Justice, who is also of the mind that this virtual courts, etc., should be there, and he less of paperwork, all those things are there, and I feel in the near future we'll have more such things coming in our way.
So, obviously, as you're pointing out and, appreciating the process that has really happened here. In fact, former Union Law Minister had spoken, in an exclusive conversation with Mirror Now's Shreya Dondyal, where he went on to point out that the issue was that there are not enough judges in comparison to the country's population. How do you read into that statement?
I feel that has also, that particular fact has also its importance. We have, our judges are burdened with a lot of work. The work is extremely high. If you compare it with the other countries, you have to see that the number of judges are now, if we compare it with any European country, America, anywhere, is much, much, much less. If we see per 10,000 population, the number of judges are very less. So, of course, and on the other hand, the crime and the cases, the way the society is growing, the cases are also growing. Cases are also increasing. So, certainly there is a need of increase in the number of judges at all the levels, from district, high court, and Supreme Court. But we have to keep up. I just want to tell you, if we go for special courts, we see what is the expenditure making. The exchequer has to face about 1 crore rupees per court. The infrastructure expenses, the salary of the staff, etc., etc. Per court, the minimum expenses is approximately 1 crore rupees per year. So all those things are very important. And there are many other suggestions also which we have seen to expedite the disposal of cases. So I think we'll talk about it sometime whenever the occasion comes.
All right, Sanjay K Chadha, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast and giving us your valuable inputs. But at the moment, we'll leave it to that. Thank you once again for talking to us on Mirror Now. Court burns the midnight oil under the new Chief Justice of India. In fact, in a month since Justice Chandrachud took over, the top court has managed to dispose of nearly 7,000 cases, including 2,500 bail and transfer pleas. Now, during this period, 5,898 fresh cases were filed. All right, for more on this, I have my colleague Harish joining me on the broadcast over the phone lines. Harish, good morning. Give us more details into the fact that we are seeing this development come in, especially after the new Chief Justice of India took over.
Yes, in fact, it has to be seen in this context. Remember, the case pendency in Supreme Court had reached worrying levels in June, July this year because several cases were on hold due to the COVID crisis, and only important matters were being heard. Now things are looking up under the new Chief Justice. Now, Supreme Court had a pendency of 72,062 cases. Urgent measures were taken by then Chief Justice N.V. Ramana, who retired on August 26th, saw the backlog figure shrink by over 2,000 to 70,130 on September 1. After Justice U. Lalitha's Chief Justice, despite, in fact, he had cleared over 69,461 cases. Now Justice Chandrachud has done, during Chandrachud's tenure as Chief Justice so far, the Supreme Court has seen the filing of 5,898 cases, new cases, but the court disposed of 6,844 cases, achieving a 116% disposal rate. It's being seen as a big achievement. So under Justice D.Y. Chandrachud as Chief Justice of India, Supreme Court has disposed of over 300 cases a day. In fact, it's 9 times going by the history of the Supreme Court. And of these, the court disposed of 1,353 transfer petitions and decided 1,163 bail applications. It's seen as a proactive step, including streamlining of listing and mandatory listing of 10 transfer petitions, as well as 10 bail petitions are heard every day in Supreme Court by each bench, and it has yielded encouraging results. Back to you.
All right, Harish, thank you for getting us those details in terms of the fact that this is, of course, an achievement of sorts, but for the moment, we leave it at that. In fact, talking about the same issue, former Union Law Minister Kapil Sibal had spoken in an exclusive conversation with Mirror's Now's Shreya Dondial on Pendency of Cases, remember, where Sibal said that the issue was that there aren't enough judges in comparison to the country's population.
Pendency is high not because of the court, because there are not enough judges in terms of the population of this country, and there's not enough infrastructure. If you increase the numbers of a judge in a court, you have to increase other facilities.
The infrastructure,
the library, the clients. You have to have people who will man those courts. You'll have to have examinations if you want to fill the vacancies in the lower judiciary. So you have to make sure that you have at least 50 judges to a million population. So we just don't have that. So why blame the court? That's number one.
And to talk to us more on this front, I have a guest joining me on the broadcast, Sanjay K Chadha, advocate of the Supreme Court. So thank you for taking the time out and joining us.